one of the most fascinating things I've ever heard was primary health system. And especially what it can do for your body. It can really enhance your body's potential. Well, I knew already what human design could do for me, but PHS, that's very special. Because PHS, the first step in PHS is the so-called dietary regimen. It means how you take nutritions into your body. And you know how many concepts are there out in the world. Good food, bad food, and how much. It has nothing to do with PHS. Because what kind of food you take in, whether it's a cup of tea or whether it's a glass of water, it depends on your strategy and authority. But the conditions and the circumstance, that make a difference for you and your life. So basically, we have 12 kinds of determinations. And these 12 kinds of determinations come from the substructure of the lines at the design site, especially from the Sun-Earth. And when you go under the line, there are 6 colors. And the 6 colors determine the way how you take in your food. And each of the colors can be fixed in 2 ways. So basically, the conditions and the circumstance are the most important for you when you take in your food. And this correctness in taking in your food is so amazing. I will give you an example. And whenever you buy a car, the first thing that you look at is what kind of fuel is there? Is it diesel or is it gasoline? And you would never put a diesel into a gasoline, won't you? So the gasoline car will be really destroyed by the diesel. And what people do is they put in diesel in their gasoline cars and wonder why they get sick and wonder why their genetic potential is not fully enhanced. So what PHS can do for you is to get to your body. And it's simple in a way. It's as simple as strategy. It can be said within a sentence, but living it, that makes the difference. So it's very important when you feel that you're ready for the PHS and the enhancement of your body is that you don't do it with your mind, that you do it with your strategy and authority. And then the changes come. So I did those changes now for 2 years, and it's amazing. And if you're interested in PHS, you can visit us at the CHD and see whether you're ready for the process. And we all would be very happy to guide you through this first transformational step.
Hello, I'm Martin Grassinger. Today, we will listen to the ego center. Last time, when we looked at the splenic center, I told you that the splenic center is not the spleen. It's the name of the organ, but it's not the organ itself. The splenic center is about our well-being, and as you all know, there could be a sensation that makes you sick or makes you feeling sick without being sick. It's just that you lose the state of well-being in the now. So this is quite very complex and something more. The same is with the heart center. The heart center is not the heart. The heart center is the central station of the ego circuit. And the ego circuit is about the material plane, is about the material world. From my perspective as a therapist, the material world and the material plane we have to deal with our lifelong process. This is our body. This is the material. And here we can deal with the body in a loving way or not, in a respectful way or not, in a supportive way according to the circuit or not. If the body gets the right support, the body won't present us the bill in the end. So it's always the matter how we deal with it. The ego circuit, as you all know, is about the business world. So this is how to run the business of life. This is how to invest. This is how to make contact. Everything is dependent on movement. Even if you have a job where you just sit on the telephone or just sit on the keyboard in front of a computer, you have to move your body. You need something to drink. You need food. All of these processes, just that the life keeps on moving. In the terms of the ego circuit, it just means that it keeps on circulating and accumulating. It's important that there is the capacity to do so. Therefore, the heart center, basically, from an anatomic point of view, from a medical point of view, and very important for the therapeutical aspect, this is about the tension of the various muscular systems. The basic muscular system we all know, this is the muscular system we have in order to be able to move the bones, just to walk from one place to another, to move our hands in the job or in social contact. So just to move the body, to move the bones. The other area which is dependent on muscular system, of its own muscular system, is an inner world, is a closed system. This closed system is the blood vessel system. And there could be also a tension which is very strong or weak. The same we could have in the muscular system organizing the movement of the entire body. And here we have with the blood vessel system the way everything is moving in the inner world, supporting even the tip of the toes and the fingertips and everything in this body. There is a flow, that there's a movement in the inside, a permanent accumulation, circulation. And the third area, this is about the intestines. So that there is a chance if you put something into your mouth, that it moves through the body and has the chance to be eliminated, everything that's toxic to the body, through the anus. And this is dependent on muscular as well. So it's just a different muscular system. The basic part in terms of the heart center is about tension. There could be a very strong tension, so that there's a specific strength behind or within the muscular system, so that the tone of the muscle is different, of course, if the heart center is defined, because there is a constant, reliable tension or muscular tone available for this person, and therefore this person has the chance to use this willpower. It's nothing more than the tension, the muscular tone in the muscles. This is the willpower of the body. It's never the will as a concept on the mental plane. Here within the body, there is the weakness or the strength. If there's too much tension, it's a strength that can lead or end up with cramps in the end, in the arteries, in the blood vessel system, as well as in the intestines, as well as in the muscular system we move our bodies. Or there is a weakness, so that the system isn't able to make sure that there is a movement, a circulation, and so on. And in the end, the open heart center, which likes to make promises, can damage its own body, its own various areas of the muscular system. It's not always the same, it's different. In the inner world, maybe then it affects the blood vessel system. Maybe it affects the intestines. Maybe it affects the outer part to move the body through the outer world and into the outer world. So we have various areas where this center has the capacity to come up with a specific tension, which in the end gives the body a specific weakness or a specific strength. As you have seen, there's one area, the blood vessel system, which belongs in a specific way to this aspect and the heart center. And of course, if there is too much tension within the blood vessels, within the tiny little arteries around the heart, it can affect the heart in the end. But it's not the heart, it's never the heart, it's the heart center. It's the will, power is about the muscular system.
Lynda, you raised your children mostly before you knew about human design. And then obviously you got a chance to see their designs, learn a little bit more about them. But recently, this year, you've become a grandparent.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you've got a grandchild with 10 years of experience in human design behind you. What has changed for you personally, knowing this knowledge and having a child in your life?
Well, yeah, I have a new grandson now. He's about 10 months old, and absolutely the love of my life. I'm in love again, and it's wonderful. So it's really been very special to watch this new being come into the world and know his design from infancy. And you know, just to know he's a manifesting generator and to know the different ways that he's designed, and he's 6'2" profile. First of all, I mean, the first thing to do is look at his PHS, which is the way that he is designed to eat, because there's really nothing else to do with an infant other than to feed them and change them and that sort of thing. And what I learned about his PHS is that he has the design of someone that needs to eat when it's quiet, to have a quiet space to eat. He has this thing, inner vision. And so I told my daughter that this was, how he's designed to eat. And he confirmed it for us, because when she would feed him and have the TV on or be out in public in a noisy place, he would fuss and squirm and cry but when she would go to a quiet place to feed, he was relaxed and he ate and he was happy. So it's been really interesting. I remember a day when I had him for the day, and he was pretty young, and I fed him. I was on the phone and I was having a conversation with somebody, and he needed to eat while I was on the phone. So I went ahead and fed him while I was on the phone. And after that, he was so agitated that I couldn't stop him from crying. And so I had to put him in the car and take him for a ride and did everything I possibly could to get him to calm down. But he taught me that, I really do need to eat when it's quiet. And so, that's what we do. We have our quiet time. There's no TV, there's no music, there's no sound. It's just us, and he eats, and I keep the sound level as low as possible. So, and he's happier and he's content. And the days when I have him and I feed him in the quiet, he has really great days. He's in a good mood all day. He takes great naps. He's happy and content, just a really, really happy baby. And if I mess up, let's say you're out shopping or something and it's feeding time and you're in the middle of a public, he's hand him a bottle and he's eating and it's noisy. There's not a whole lot you can do about that. But you can see the effects of that afterwards. So PHS, it's taught me a lot about PHS, having a grandchild, and how important it is for me to get this opportunity to treat another human being as themselves from the moment of birth. I mean, that's really really quite amazing. So I know I have that with him. I can't control what happens to him when he's with other people, when he's with a babysitter or with another grandparent or whatever, that they don't understand human design. I can't help, that's just part of his trajectory, if you will, to have those experiences and that happened in his life, and there's nothing I can do about that. And I'm at peace with that. It is what it is. And but when he's with me,
I can treat him as the unique being that he is. And I love it. I love watching his design emerge as he has a channel of transitoriness, and his parents have moved 4 or 5 times in the past 10 months. So it's interesting to watch how his aura in their life has affected their life so profoundly. So I could talk about my grandson forever. So I'll stop now.